Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Trash troubles are on a lot of minds tonight in Macomb Township. Lots of residents are speaking out about missed pickups, and now township leaders are stepping in to address the problem. This trash problem has been causing a lot of frustration for weeks now. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. Township officials say things have gotten so bad. They've been tasked with they've been in touch with the waste company every single day, but so far it doesn't look like much has changed. Now, we found some comments from residents on social media that really show how people are feeling. One person says this, quote, "Anyone else ready to take their trash to Priority Waste office and leave it at their front door? Our pickup is Wednesday and it's still sitting at my curb."
And another one reads here, "Did Priority Waste just decide they're not going to pick up yard waste anymore? Everyone around me has had their cans out since Monday." Victor Williams watched tonight's township meeting to hear more about what leaders are doing. Victor, they say Priority is not giving a good reason as to why these delays are happening.
That's exactly what they're saying, but we will hear a little bit from Priority in just a few seconds. You know, dozens came out to really voice their concerns about this issue. It's really turning into a stinky situation.
We're finding days sometimes where they don't show up. I know my neighbors are not very happy about it. I'm not real happy about it.
Residents in Macomb Township have been recently having problems with trash pickup and Priority Waste.
It's the worst we've ever had. I mean, you put the garbage out when you're supposed to, and maybe they'll pick it up that day, and maybe they won't.
Since Priority Waste took over trash hauling services from GFL in Macomb Township about a year ago, let's just say there have been a few bumps in the road, and many are fed up.
Our residents are angry, and they are justifiably angry, and we are angry as well.
Township Supervisor Frank Viviano says his office has been receiving nothing but complaints.
It's infuriating because we rely on our vendors and our contractors to be partners with us as we service our residents. And when they fail, we fail.
As a result, township officials are exploring options of what they can do. And on August 13th, a public hearing will be held to see how the township feels about Priority Waste. From there, legal action can be taken against the company if the township isn't satisfied. Priority could ultimately be subject to liquidated damages, a $500 flat fee, and $35 per resident whose garbage is not picked up by noon of their scheduled pickup. Some, however, are hoping that it doesn't have to get to that point.
If you have an issue, let's be open about it. If it's a manpower issue, fix it. If it's an equipment issue, fix it. You're being paid.
Now, Priority Waste is indeed trying to clean up this mess, sending Local 4 the following statement, which partly reads, quote, "The past 21 days of severe weather incidents such as a tornado, heat indexes of 105 degrees, and a holiday have contributed to the delay in services. The delay in service will be resolved by the end of the week. New trucks to replace the old trucks will be placed into service quickly. We appreciate the residents of Macomb Township, and then we, of course, appreciate their patience and understanding." Live tonight, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Can't come soon enough for those folks in Macomb Township, Victor. Thank you.
That's for sure. Well, tonight, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office confirms a fourth teen wanted in connection to a deadly shooting in Pontiac is now in custody. The wanted 16-year-old turned himself in about 6 o'clock, just 3 hours after a third suspect was arrested. The shooting happened late last night near South Boulevard, West and Highland Avenue. An 18-year-old was found with a gunshot wound to the chest and later died at the hospital. A 19-year-old is recovering after surgery. As of tonight, 4 teens ages 13, 15, 16, and 17 are already in custody. Michigan's Attorney General is taking action against what she calls a scheme targeting small businesses in Ferndale. The AG is suing 17 LLCs and 2 individuals, Eric and Daniel Vanderlei. Nessel says Eric Vanderlei exploited gaps in business registration to create clone companies using the same names as existing Ferndale businesses like Bags and Beads, Como's Restaurant, Bo's Grillery, and Tin Can Cocktails. The lawsuit says Eric Vanderlei demanded money from business owners, accusing them of copyright infringement. The lawsuit seeks to dissolve all 17 LLCs.
Warren police tonight are releasing more details after an officer-involved shooting left a man dead near his mother's backyard, and they plan to release body cam footage tomorrow morning. We brought you this story last night. It started with police responding to a domestic violence call in Warren. A woman called police to say her boyfriend had beaten and strangled her before trying to set her house on fire. That suspect, who was armed, ran from the scene and was later found by police. That led to a vehicle chase, and police say he fired at them during that chase. Police also say he got out of his car, tried to run to his mother's home, but police and a witness disagree on what happens next. One witness says officers shot the man while his hands were up, but police say he was shot only after he kept firing at them. And tonight, police are releasing this, a statement saying in part, quote, "We are confident that the evidence we will present will clearly and unequivocally refute every single one of the false statements, assertions, and conclusions being publicized." And the department goes on to say, quote, "Our facts supported by compelling video and other evidence will unquestionably demonstrate that the deceased's death was a direct result of his own actions involving a firearm as officers approached him." We have the full timeline of this case on our website. Click on Detroit.com right now. There you can see the full chain of events and see cell phone footage captured by witnesses after the shooting. And again, we'll have that police footage tomorrow morning.
3 people are recovering after an accidental shooting inside a fish market. It happened earlier today at Al's Fresh Fish and Chicken on Russell Street. Police say a revolver accidentally went off while an employee was handling it. The bullet went through his hand and hit 2 customers. All 3 were rushed to the hospital and are expected to survive. Detroit police are still investigating how the weapon ended up inside the store. An Ann Arbor man is facing attempted murder charges after a violent stabbing at Liberty Plaza. Police say 30-year-old Kamani Hamilton slashed a 58-year-old man's throat with a box cutter during an argument just before 11 p.m. Monday. It happened on South Division Street. The victim was rushed to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Hamilton was arrested the next day and charged with assault with intent to murder. His bond is set at $500,000.
Bray's Hamburgers in Hazel Park all boarded up tonight after a car crashed into it during a police chase. This all started around 4:30 this morning. Warren police responded to a car theft report. One suspect ran from a traffic stop, sparking the chase. The car then ran a red light. This was at 9 Mile and northbound and got hit by another driver. The crash sent the car into the restaurant. Police arrested 4 juveniles. The other driver is okay. Due to all the damage, the owner of Bray's says he doesn't know when the restaurant will be able to reopen.
A former East Point school paraprofessional accused of hitting a 6-year-old student with a shoe has pleaded guilty. Kimberly Horan admitted to misdemeanor assault and battery after being charged in May. Prosecutors say Horan struck the autistic first grader at Forest Park Elementary last October. She later resigned. If she completes probation and counseling, the charge may be reduced. A pre-sentencing hearing is set for September 19th.
Northville Public Schools are asking voters to renew what's called a sinking fund when they vote in the August primaries. In case you don't know, a sinking fund provides money for building upgrades and security enhancements.
The school district wants to extend the current millage for another 10 years, so that would mean taxes would not increase. It's important to note the sinking fund is separate from the 2023 bond program, which looks to fund large-scale projects. Tudor Dixon, the 2022 Republican nominee for Michigan governor, announced she will not run for U.S. Senate or governor in 2026. With open seats and crowded Republican fields already forming, Dixon's exit clears space in both high-profile races. The West Michigan conservative says her current focus will be on supporting Donald Trump's policies. Dixon lost to Governor Whitmer in 2022, but remains active in GOP politics.
Hey, just a reminder, absentee voting is underway right now. Drop boxes are all over Metro Detroit. To help you get prepared for the primary, go to our website, click on Detroit.com. Use the QR code on your screen. That will take you there to that informational page. Don't forget, the primary is August 5th. The active weather we've had most of the day is finally moving out tonight. Things are calming down around Metro Detroit.
We're looking at a stretch of dry days ahead, but that humidity is going to be a big factor again. Forewarned meteorologist Brett Collar keeping an eye on it for us. Brett, how are we doing?
Yeah, we're going to notice the air this weekend as humidity will be on the rise. You're going to feel it, that's for sure. I want to get to this, though. The National Weather Service just put this out. A couple of storm reports from across southeastern Michigan. A flooding report near Melvindale. That was just after 1:30 p.m. But how about this? Up in the Thumb, and we talked about this earlier because there was a tornado warning up there earlier. In Huron County, a funnel cloud reported up that way. How about that? Now, around here, though, at the moment, things are much quieter as the active weather has moved out. The showers and storms that we had earlier are now a thing of the past. We've cleared things out. We're not going to rule out 1 or 2 drips or drops tomorrow, but for the most part, it looks like we'll be okay. The better chance for rain, though, returns for part of the weekend, along with that higher humidity. We'll talk about when that may be coming up in just a bit.